Happy Friday. We'll be with you in one quick second here. I see
Yes.
that we are like a minute late, but we will show up in your world very soon. You should be seeing an ad. I see lots of folks are already here. Thanks so much. And now I see us. Hi,
Hooray.
everyone. Great to see you. Happy Friday. A lot to talk about. As you'll notice, Alonzo is someplace different.
Yes. I'm in Palm Springs on my way to 29 Palms. As we'd mentioned, Dave and I are introducing a 30th anniversary screening of Showgirls this weekend at the 29 Queer Film Festival out in 29 Palms. A good friend of ours is one of the people who runs that. And on our way there, we decided to stop over in Palm Springs for a day and hang out with some friends of ours who live here. So, I'm coming at you from a remote location, but hopefully my sound and picture are okay.
Yeah, we have various folks in the chat who are preemptively telling us that we look and sound fine. So, thanks
Good.
to our regulars for keeping us on track from the audio visual
You knew
department.
we'd
Thank you.
ask.
Thank you for that. Yeah, a couple things before we get into news. A week from today, we are at the Cinema West Beach Cities.
Yeah.
A week from today, one battle after another. Before the 6 p.m. showing, and all these details are down below in case you missed them this first time around. But we're gonna go hang out in the lobby bar around 5:30. If you're in LA, if you're in the environs, the basin, as they say, the Southern California basin, come say hi. There's a great bar. There's a Pink's hot dog, so you can go and
Ooh,
have dinner and a movie. You're gonna want to see this movie on the biggest possible screen you
yeah.
can. And at the 6 p.m. showing at the Cinema West Beach Cities, they're doing it on their giant screen, Auditorium One, incredible sound. This is an old arc light
Mm.
that opened as a Cinema West about 6 months ago. And we're looking forward to doing many events with them there, starting with this. So, details down below to find the place, to get your tickets. We would love to see you. We love seeing our folks out in the wild.
Yeah.
And then, Alonzo, you have a cool thing that you want to mention too. Right? You mentioned your 29 queer thing. You did
I
that
did.
just now,
Yes,
yes?
yes. Oh,
And
I
then
can also
also your
mention
book is
my
out.
my book is out. Yes, and I should have brought one as a prop, but because I finally have a physical copy. Yes, have yourself a movie little Christmas. The revised and updated edition. Look for the beautiful new red cover. Is now available wherever books are sold. So if you've got a local indie store you want to help out, if you're ordering it online, wherever you're doing it, the book is available. The Kindle version is available. The ebook. So yeah, it's out there. And we're less than 100 days from Christmas, so you can never get started too soon.
So great. Could you please put a link in the chat to where folks can pre-order your book?
Absolutely.
That would be delightful in case you want to get that. Alonzo's insights, his updated insights, and the whole landscape of Christmas movies has changed drastically since he first put this book out. So you're going to want to get all the updates. If you love Hallmark, if you love to hate watch Hallmark.
No, there's no Hallmark in this one. That's the other book.
Oh,
this
isn't this part of that though?
no. This is just movies. I mean,
Oh,
there's some stuff that premiered on, like Netflix or Hulu, but
okay.
no, and there were a couple of like from back in the day TV movies, like from linear TV in the 70s.
Ah,
But no, there's no the Hallmark book is I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies, which I wrote
oh.
with the gents at Deck the Hallmark, and that's fun too, but that's a separate thing than what this book is.
Well, I'm sorry to sell it wrong.
That's
Strike
okay.
everything I just said. I am not a reliable source of information. I figured you could like cross pollinate.
Well, maybe one of these days I'll have a mammoth volume with everything. But no, there was so much to cover in the last 15 years. I mean, I remember right after the book came out, like Rare Exports opened and Arthur Christmas. And, last year
Mm,
alone, we had, Best Christmas Pageant Ever and Christmas Even Miller's Point and even
yeah.
Red One. So there was plenty of that to pop in there. And then also some classics that I had missed out the first time around, like The Holly and the Ivy and Blast of Silence. So yeah, if you didn't pick up the first edition of this book, there's tons to check out here. And even if you have the first edition, there's a lot that's new, so it won't feel like you're double dipping.
Great. Good. Go pick it up. Bill Davies says, got my Beach Cities ticket for one battle after another and my Dramamine at the ready. I'm so psyched we get to meet you in person. We did a
Yeah.
table for one with our friend Bill Davies. So thanks for coming out. We had a question somewhere here about did we do a review of him yet? We are going to do that after we are finished chatting with you folks.
Yes.
So we'll have a review of him and also a big, bold, beautiful journey. So for everyone who said, wow, September's good. Way to get
Not
to
so
this
fast.
week.
And you had to see
Things-
both of them yesterday. That is commitment.
I saw him back to back. I went to a 2 o'clock of him and a 4 o'clock of a big, bold, beautiful journey. And then I could not wait to get out of there to go to my son's back to school night.
That suddenly seemed like a much more entertaining prospect, I'm sure.
I want to hear about Nick's chemistry class. Tell me all about it. So thanks for all of that. And then Jimmy Moss says, wish I could fly over there, but the Pacific is just too big. Yes, someday. And Jimmy also wants to know, will the book be available for sale overseas? I would think that if you're getting it online, you can get it delivered there. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tendrils of Amazon go far and wide, and then you might sort of, if you have another online source for books, see if they've got it. I know that somebody from Canada had asked me if there was some non-Amazon way to get it, and unfortunately, there kind of wasn't. So you may have to go that route, but if you do go that route, it should be available everywhere. I know it's available in Australia. I did a podcast there, and they looked it up. So.
Okay, good to know. Oh, Brian asks, after the one battle after another, maybe wait, hold on. After one battle after another, it made me wonder what's Leonardo DiCaprio's silliest moment? Is it the video game moment in the beach? No, it's that whole thing where he's like stoned in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, when he's on like Quaaludes or whatever it is, and he's rolling around trying to get back into his car. That is a great physical comedy moment, by the way.
It is. Oh, and Brian also points out the him marketing makes it seem like Jordan Peele wrote and directed it. He did not.
They would like you to think that.
His name is very prominently displayed. I am curious as to why he wanted to be involved with this movie. But anyway.
Maybe he's
that is it.
chums
Christine,
with the writer-director.
Yeah, it's confusing. Christine, thank you so much for your kind donation. Christine says, it's my birthday.
Yay,
and
happy
cats,
birthday.
my cat's got today. What's your favorite movie cat? Mine are Bagheera, Keanu, and the cat in the voices.
We just saw a movie with a great cat in it.
We did. And it was called The Cat Comes Along on All the Adventures, and it's in a duffel bag.
Oh no! That was, you're thinking of Argyle, which was terrible. No, there was.
No, I'm not thinking of Argyle.
Oh, okay. There was something recently where at first I was like, really, the cat reaction shots, but then the cat winds up being the star of the movie.
Can you guys remind us what we've reviewed lately? Because I know it was good and it had a cat in it, and it was like, oh, it was caught stealing.
Yes, that cat is a star. Thank you. The caught stealing cat.
Caught stealing cat. And then what is that animated movie that we liked?
Oh, you mean Flo?
Flo, the Flo cat.
Yeah, the Flo cat's pretty great. Oh, and the cat in Kiki's Delivery Service.
That's a good one. And T Love Hater says James Corden in Cats.
No, but Skimbleshanks, yes.
Skimbleshanks can do it. Christine, happy birthday to you, a fellow Virgo.
Birthday.
Okay, let us talk about why we are here today, and that is Jimmy Kimmel and the collapse of the First Amendment as we know it in our nation. So just so we are clear, so ABC pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. Kimmel has not been fired. The show has not been canceled, but the FCC commissioner put all this pressure on everyone basically who broadcast his show, but Nexstar then said, we're not going to air this show anymore because of complaints about something that Jimmy Kimmel said in his monologue about Charlie Kirk and how MAGA has responded to the killing of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and it's important to point out, he didn't say anything about Charlie Kirk. He basically talked about how MAGA was trying to weaponize the identity of the shooter. But the headline became, Kimmel's joke about Charlie Kirk gets him pulled. But yeah, Nexstar and Sinclair, both of which are these huge owners of affiliate stations, and Sinclair, with a marked record of being super right wing and
Very
like
conservative.
forcing
Yeah.
right wing talking points into their news shows,
Mhm.
both were like, well, we're not carrying it anymore, and so yeah, so it became this thing of uh ABC, Disney, ABC buckling under pressure and kowtowing to what our thin-skinned baby man president wants.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is. And so, and then he celebrated that. Our president celebrated that online,
Hmm.
but he's wanted to go after Kimmel for a long time.
Yes.
And it's been years that Kimmel's been critical of the president, and justifiably so. But it's that moment at the Oscars, a year and a half ago at the Oscars,
I don't
where
remember.
he read live on air, in front of the world and a room full of Hollywood A-listers,
Hmm.
some stupid thing, some truth social thing, and the whole room laughed at him. It's the thing
Ah,
he hates the most.
right.
Remember that?
Yeah, that does ring a bell now that you mention it. Yeah, I mean, for all of the years that we had to listen to, like, F your feelings from this crowd, and
Yeah.
all the times that they decided that it would be hilarious to make fun of, like, Nancy Pelosi's aged husband being attacked in his home. Suddenly now these folks are the arbiters of good taste and, like, reading the room and, decorum, and it's all bullshit.
Yeah. And as our friend Brent rightly points out, this really is only about this Nexstar Tegna merger,
Yeah.
right? Nexstar wants to take over Tegna and they need FCC approval for that. And so in order to get that, they're doing what the FCC wants from them, which is shutting down Kimmel on their stations.
Yeah, like if you can't spend a lot of money at a Trump property, the next best thing you can do is, go after Stephen Colbert or somebody who is, makes fun of the president and hurts his feelings. He actually said this week that, like, it's not fair that the news does nothing but is mean to him all the time. And it's like, I, where do you even begin with this?
Yeah. And that, yeah, now that you mentioned Colbert, like that's the whole reason that Colbert, I mean, everyone's ratings are down. Late night TV talk
Sure.
shows across the board, ratings are down. People don't consume media like they used to. These are
Right.
antiquated establishments in a lot of ways.
Yes.
But they're still influential culturally and people still
Yeah.
tune in. So, but that's
YouTube
why
gets a
Colbert
lot of
got shut down.
traction.
And that whole show, which used to be Letterman's show,
Right.
got canceled because of the Paramount Skydance
Skydance
merger.
merger. Yeah. So yeah, so it's this weird thing of, like, there in other countries, you want to build a hotel or something, you have to grease the right palms, and here you have to, like, you know, shit can somebody who the president thinks is mean.
Yeah. So Larry points out, he said that Kimmel said that the guy who did it was MAGA. He did, and that was an error. And the next night he was going to clarify that
And
and
technically
did
what
not
he
get a
said is
chance to.
and what he said is that MAGA wants to make it clear that this guy isn't theirs, which is not entirely the same thing. But yes, he was going to clarify either way and didn't get the opportunity to.
And didn't get a chance to. And the thing is that it was a mistake. And there were reasons to believe early on that he would be of that ilk based on his upbringing and the gun culture and where he lives and everything about him. But that was not the case. It was an error. He is not a journalist. This is not a news
Yeah.
organization. But he was going to clarify it and didn't get the chance to. So we have
Yes.
Denise, our good friend Denise says we canceled Disney Plus and Hulu. Yeah, so this is the next thing that a lot of people are saying is like, cancel your Disney Plus. Tatiana Maslany, of all people,
Hmm.
She-Hulk herself, is
Yes.
saying cancel Disney Plus and Hulu. Damon Lindelof is saying he will not work with Disney until they write this. A lot of groups, including our LA Film Critics Association and the New York Film Critics and the National Society, have all put out statements. Sean Astin, SAG president, putting out a statement. So I don't know that any one thing is going to make a difference with this, but maybe the groundswell will.
Yeah. And so, in the meantime, like, I've canceled my Disney Plus subscription. We have opted to postpone any further recaps of Only Murders in the Building on our Patreon. We are not currently planning to review any upcoming Disney or Fox releases. Do we think that corporate America is going to quake in our boots because we're not covering their stuff? No, probably, of course not. But I think each person has a thing that they can do, whether it's calling your elected representatives and telling them to have launch investigations into the FCC and the Justice Department,
Yeah.
doing this stuff that is violating the First Amendment just to appease the president. You can call your local ABC station and say that you're not going to be watching. If you
Yeah.
live somewhere where that has a Sinclair station, you can start looking at who runs advertisements on their shows or on the website of the station, and tell those companies that you're boycotting them because of Sinclair. There are individual actions that people can take. Part of the build up to fascism that we've been getting in this country, and we're pretty much there now, is this they want to make you feel like you're helpless, like you can't
Yeah.
do anything, and that's not true. Even if
Yeah.
what you do is small, a lot of little small actions can add up. And so we've done what we can on our part, and we urge you guys to do what you can on yours.
Yeah, that there's a thing I keep seeing going around from this longtime retired, like, local TV news meteorologist saying that the
Mm.
thing that is the most impactful, like, canceling a Disney Plus subscription, great, do that, but also, like, yeah, as you're mentioning, Alonzo, if you have a Nexstar station in your town, if you have a Sinclair station here in LA, KTLA is a Nexstar station. Keep
Ah,
note of what companies, what local businesses advertise on there, and then call them and say,
yeah.
"Look, I am not using your service. I am not buying anything from you until you stop advertising with them."
Yeah, that is apparently, according to people that I've seen online who work in TV, that is a very effective way to go. So,
Yeah.
do a little digging and make some phone calls, and I think all of that helps.
Yeah, local news. Anyway, so that is all disturbing, and we're thankful to all of you for being here, and the comments here are very supportive of what Kimmel said. And that's the thing is, like, that's what free speech is about. You don't have to agree with it, you don't have to like it, but it's protected because this is America.
Yeah. And they keep, and of course, all of the plaudits for Charlie Kirk have been avoiding talking about what he actually said, but kept saying, "Oh, but he was such a champion of free speech." And so, if to use him now as the
Yeah.
excuse to suppress other people's free speech is pure GOP 2025.
Yes. Thank you, Matt Jazz Fan, for your kind
Thank you.
donation. We appreciate you. John Kaufman says, not going to Disney parks, not seeing Disney or Fox films, not going to buy anything that supports Disney. Right. So, along those lines, if you guys are members of our Patreon, we are going to suspend our recaps of Only Murders in the Building because those are on Hulu. We were going to review Swiped next week about Bumble founder Whitney Wolfe Herd. SMU sorority girl, Whitney Wolfe Herd. She turned out fine. And we're not going to do that. So we're
Yeah.
just going to, when we're looking down the ways a little bit of the releases that they have coming out. Tron Ares is one of them.
The
That
Springsteen
Springsteen
movie.
movie. I
Oh.
really want to see the Springsteen movie. So please get this figured out by
That's
then.
right. Yes. Make it happen, Disney. Come on, do the right thing.
I saw the trailer for it yesterday, and it looked pretty good.
All
It
right.
looked pretty not cheesy. I'm excited about Jeremy Strong. Yeah, Brett mentions Anaconda looks fun. I need to see the original. Yeah, I want to mention. I'll get to that too. The Anaconda trailer. I saw that yesterday, as well. We have to also talk about important breaking news of this week: the death of Robert Redford.
Yes.
We did a whole little video about him, remembering him and some of our favorite roles of his. But we wanted to talk with you guys about it as well. I'm sure that so many of you have favorite movies of his, either in front of or behind the camera, or maybe you were a fan of his environmental activism or what he did with the Sundance Film Festival. So, would love to know what your memories are of Robert Redford. Alonzo, what are your favorite Robert Redford roles?
Well, we covered this a little bit, but I think All Is Lost, I think is a great one that was later in his career that I really thought
Yeah.
this would have been the perfect time to give him the Oscar we never gave him all this time, because it's such a great performance, and it's such a it's so inescapably great because he's the only person in the movie and he barely
Yeah.
speaks and he's doing all this stuff. But 3 Days of the Condor, Barefoot in the Park, if we want to go back
So
that
good.
far, is really charming. The two, actually no, the three George Roy Hill movies, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, The Sting, and The Great Waldo Pepper. The Candidate, I think, is a great political satire, still very relevant to what's going on right now. Sneakers, I thought Our Souls at Night was nice. You know, he and Fonda were good in it. The movie was, you know, okay. Yeah, I mean, there aren't a lot of Redford performances that are clunkers, frankly. What
Like
about
what?
you? No,
What's a clunker, do you dare say?
I'll have to think about it.
What
Like
do you
I mean,
think about Indecent Proposal?
well, that's a clunker of a movie. I mean, I think he's committed to the bit at least. Um, you know, okay, Legal Eagles was not a good movie for anybody, I think.
Okay.
What about
Okay.
you? What are your faves?
I love Barefoot in the Park,
Yeah,
and just like the snappiness of the comic timing, and there's like an edge to him. And as we were saying in our other video, like it's an early indication that he wanted to use his good looks for something surprising,
sure.
something unexpected. And so that banter with Jane Fonda is so great. There's great the great Neil Simon dialogue. I love All the President's Men because
Oh
he
yeah, yeah,
makes sitting at your desk and making phone calls and taking notes in a legal pad very exciting. And only somebody who has that kind of presence can make
yeah.
the monotony of journalism seem kind of sexy. So
Indeed.
yeah, we are over at our Patreon next month. We're going to honor Robert Redford with our off the menu poll. And Alonso, you and I got to figure out how to structure this because I was thinking, like, do we do one from each
That's what
decade?
I
Do
was
we do
thinking
do we
actually.
do
Yeah.
just the 70s?
Oh man, yeah. It's the thing. It's an embarrassment of riches. We could go in a lot of different directions here, but yeah, I was thinking you
Yeah.
could totally do like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, ooze, teens. You know.
It's hard. Yeah, because
Yeah.
how do you pick your 70s movie? Which one do you pick?
Indeed.
So we'll figure that out. So if you are already a member, keep an eye out for that. If you are not a member yet, you can be at patreon.com/befastallday. The link to that is down below. Thank you, Jacob Ryder, for your kind donation. Jacob says, I support Kimmel. It also sucks that Disney announced a Muppet Show special on Disney
Mm,
Plus the day
yeah.
after Kimmel was pulled.
I feel your pain on that one.
Yeah. I agree. That's a bummer because we like the Muppet Show too. Some of the people who are picking in our comments here, Electric Horseman says Brent,
Yeah.
Baraka 92 says Ordinary People is underrated.
Oh yeah.
Ordinary People won him the Best Director Oscar and it won
Yeah.
Best Picture.
It did. I'd say it's
So
rated.
it is rated as it should be,
Yeah.
I believe. Jeff says Redford's best directorial effort for me is absolutely Quiz Show.
Sure.
Outstanding and still wildly relevant. Yeah, just a sturdy film, right?
I
Like a serious
remember
sturdy film.
For sure. I remember liking the Milagro Beanfield War, but I haven't seen
Mm.
it since it came out, so I have to revisit that one. But I seem to recall that one also being good. David Leman, thank you for your kind donation. He says Redford wanted the lead role in The Graduate, but Mike Nichols told him he wasn't right for it by saying, "Let's put it this way: Have you ever struck out with a girl?" And Redford
Uh,
said, "What do you mean?"
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't understand the
legendary
question.
anecdote. And thank you also, Matt Jazz Fan, for your donation. He says, for me, Quiz Show from 1994 is an absolute masterpiece and is one of the best last lines I've ever heard.
I can't remember the last line of Quiz Show, but don't ruin it.
Yeah, me
I'll go
neither.
back and watch.
Oh, yeah, Brian, you're right. I forgot. Bad Redford performance when he played Dan Rather in that movie, Truth or whatever
Oh,
it's called. Yeah.
oh,
And they didn't even
yeah.
try to make him look or sound like Dan Rather. It was just like, what are we doing here?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Teddy, for your kind donation. Teddy says putting Redford in Winter Soldier was akin to putting Brando in Superman. In my
Yeah.
humble opinion, instant prestige. Yes, that's a good analogy.
For sure. I mean, I was just thinking about the fact that, like, you know, Kate Blanchett was in Thor Ragnarok, you know, like there was this moment there where like they would just get everybody, you know, all the schmancy people and put them in an outfit, you know.
Yeah. Aceto says Redford's also excellent in his Twilight Zone episode.
I have been hearing that. I need to check it out. Yeah, Old Man with a Gun. Definitely. I agree. Zechariah, that is a good one. I
John
didn't
says thoughts on Out of Africa.
never a fan. Never liked that movie all that much.
I haven't seen it in a very long time, but he looks great in it. Someone, I think the New York Times did a whole like Redford style sidebar about
Oh,
like
yeah, his
what
linens are great in that movie.
the linens, yeah, and just like how, in so many movies, like he looks great in just like a turtleneck under a blazer. But yeah,
Mm,
the linens of Out of Africa, he's very, very cool and chic.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so good. So great. So thanks for all of that. A
Yeah.
little sad, another sad note this week, but a great chance to celebrate an incredible legacy.
And somebody
Um,
pointed out, I think it was Frank Conniff pointed out on Blue Sky, the fact that, like, Newman and Redford were like the leading sex symbols of their era. One of them started a food company to, like, support underprivileged children, and the other one, started a film festival to support indie filmmakers. Like, these guys put their money where their mouth was and, like, accomplished great things and were politically active, and were cool guys. And they also,
yes.
happened to be like the reigning kings of the box office at that moment.
Right. The movie stars for sure, using their power for good. Thank you again, Jacob. Jacob says Redford's only acting Oscar nomination for The Sting is reason to believe the Oscars don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's been said.
Yeah. And I guess what is it like? Does he get underestimated because of what he looks like? Like he was a tremendous actor with a great deal of versatility, but was he
Probably.
like just too beautiful? Was that it?
Well, think of
I
how
don't know.
many glamorous women only get taken seriously by the Academy when they go through the Eileen Warnos car wash,
Right.
like and so, yeah, I think the same applies to men to a certain extent, where you're just sort of like written off as
Yeah.
a matinee idol himbo, unless you have a big scar or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, yeah, keep those suggestions coming of your favorite Redford roles. We have other things to move on to. So, just today, Taylor Swift announced this like big theatrical release party for her new album, "The Life of a Showgirl," which comes out October 3rd. And
Mhm.
so, this is all of a sudden like it just popped up today. Theaters are already selling out. It's AMC, Cinemarks, and Regals, and they're showing it all that first weekend, October 3rd through 5th. It's this like theatrical companion piece. And I'm guessing that she probably negotiated straight with the chains the way she did for her Eras tour
Probably, yeah.
movie. So it's the debut of the first single, The Fate of Ophelia, and then
Mhm.
it's a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff.
Hmm.
So it's like a 90-minute long, it's like it's a feature length experience.
Hmm.
It's not just
Well,
like
I
you pay your
mean,
money and you get a video.
that's what's wild about that is, Jennifer Lopez tried to go that route, and she gave it away on Amazon, and it still didn't really, like, it didn't sell her tour at all, and I don't know that it did that much
No.
for the album. But, wherever Taylor goes, the Swifties follow.
Yeah. No, I'm very curious about this. So like the Saturday morning of that weekend at one of the theaters near me, they're doing like 8:30 a.m. showings.
Woo.
It's breakfast with Taylor. So yeah, so I'm kind of curious about that. I might go and check it out at some point that weekend.
Okay.
They're showing it many, many, many times around here.
Hmm.
So you're not so interested in seeing this, it
Well,
sounds like. I
I'm
hear
I'm
you
not
humming
I'm
at
not
me.
on fire, but if we're gonna review it, I could go see it and we could talk about it. I'm
Yeah.
not anti in any way. I just it's not my thing.
You don't have to. I can go do it. I'll go do it, and I'll do a little out of the theater thing. You don't have to
Okay,
go.
okay.
I will take care of it. It's
I barely
okay.
listen to any new music. I'm listening to Sammy Davis Jr.
Is that what you had on in the car on the way to Palm Springs?
No, but I did have I listened to a podcast, and then we put it on 70s on 7 on Sirius XM. So
Good. Good, good. I listened to the new 21 Pilots album while I was putting on makeup today.
mm.
So I am young and fun. We have a question from Kyle. Speaking of J-Lo, have either of you guys seen Kiss of the Spider Woman yet? And do you have thoughts?
I did. I saw it back in January, and I think it's terrific. I'm looking forward to seeing it again before we talk about it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it whenever it's like October 1st, I think it is. I can't recall what day it's screening, but
Yeah. I
anyway.
technically can't review it because I know the director, but, as I always say, if I didn't like it, I just wouldn't say anything. So,
Yeah. We'll figure out a way to do it. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing it. It looks extremely beautiful. So yes,
yeah.
we will definitely talk about that. October 10th, by the way, you guys, is insane. October 10th has like 6 things that all matter. I wrote it down because I was stressed out about it. It is so Kiss the Spider Woman. Hold on. I have notes that I now can't find. Okay, Urchin, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Tron Ares, A House of Dynamite, and the John Candy documentary
Whew.
are all coming out October 10th. So we got to figure out a way to spread those things out.
Parsnip Burger is asking if the musical is better than the original dramatic Kiss the Spider Woman. They're two very different films because one is a musical. So I can't really compare them, but I think that both of them work very well in what they're in the tone that they're aiming for.
Good to know. Thank you, Stephen Turner, for your kind donation. Stephen says,
Thank you.
a bit late, but wild how Hacks last season was about Deborah and Ava losing their talk show for refusing to stay silent for the network with everything going on.
True. Yeah. Yeah. And actually, Gene Smart has been one of the people coming out in favor of, in support of Kimmel. So, yeah, no, Hacks is rather prescient in that regard.
Yeah. Let me see what else was I going to tell you. There's a lot going on. Since we don't care about new music, do you care about the Coachella lineup? Coachella 2026. Your headliners are Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G.
I've heard of two of those people.
Yes.
Good for them.
You know what? Well, you're already in the desert, Alonzo. You could just stay there.
Just gonna hang out until Coachella happens in 2026. Yeah.
For the next 6 months, you've got a place to stay. You look great in boho chic. You like to hydrate.
When have you ever seen me in boho chic? You take that back.
Little frilly, fringy vests and things. Maybe a hat.
Crocheted headbands.
Yeah, this could be a look
top hat with goggles on them, perhaps. Yeah,
this could be a look for you. Anyway, so Coachella is happening. Yeah, I am too old for Coachella. I am taking Nick to this thing called Future Ruins in November, which is like a one-day Coachella for film composers, and it's like
that's gonna be cool.
It's going to be so cool. Yeah. It's like Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and David Byrne, and Danny Elfman, and Terrence Blanchard, and like name people whose work you love. And they're going to be doing that. So that I will go to for sure. Devo, Iggy Pop, David Byrne, and Coachella, says Navette Snee1.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So there you go. And Teddy points out that Kimmel had a cameo on Hacks last season.
That's true. He did. Yes. He gets he confronts Deborah about poaching Kristen Bell from him.
Oh, that's funny. Speaking of being ripped from the headlines, the morning show has resumed.
Yes.
We will have a recap of the first episode of the new season of that for you, because that is not on a Disney Channel.
Nope.
That's on Apple.
Yes.
So we'll have that
Who
for
are
you,
completely above board in their business practices.
all the time, and not doing anything embarrassing involving the current administration.
Yeah, no, never.
But they just announced season 5. Like season 4 just began.
Yeah.
And they just announced season 5. Similarly, Daredevil Born Again season 3 has been announced before season 2 even begins.
Indeed. Which I guess is about.
Do that.
I think it's about locking up talent. Like it, know, just to like be like, yeah, we have a contract with you, but no, really, we have a contract with you, and we're gonna do this.
Okay. Brett says Lurvey is in my earbuds all the time. Yes, she is playing at Staples on September 26th, the same night as our meet and greet at the Cinema West. My son loves her. She's super cute. Do you know who this is, Alonzo?
I do not.
It looks like Laufey, Laufey. She's this Icelandic Chinese singer-songwriter. She went to Berklee College of Music, and she has this cool kind of jazzy, soft voice, kind of playful. She's super cute.
Okay.
Matt Jazz fan says Lurvey is amazing. Like, her name is an Icelandic name that we don't have the same letters for in English.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of Leve, but it's like Lurvey. She's very hot right now.
Okay. Good for her.
Lurvey. Christine wants pictures of Alonzo in boho chic. David, thank you for your kind donation. David says, have you guys watched this Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix? It's such a powerful doc. Glad he owns up to all his issues and is in a better place. I have not seen it. Have you?
I have not. I have read a few highlights, but I have not actually sat down to watch the whole thing yet.
I have not seen it either. Bonzo asks, is Nick a musician? Yes, he plays keyboard. Teddy, thank you again, Teddy.
Thank you.
Always appreciate you. The Tron Ares score is in the world now. It's not as good as Challengers, but it's a worthy successor to Wendy Carlos and Daft Punk. Yes, 9 Inch Nails, actual 9 Inch Nails.
Yes.
Did the Tron Ares soundtrack.
Yeah,
So can we listen to that?
I'm sure Disney owns the label too.
All right.
Sorry.
We'll figure it out.
Uh,
Brian says Black Phone sequel seems like an odd idea, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, I saw the trailer for the Black Phone 2 yesterday.
Black cell phone? I don't know.
It's like a payphone,
Oh boy. Okay.
which John, what's his name? Colin Farrell was in it. Phone booth,
Yes. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Phone booth. That was the name of the
not
movie.
John Schlesinger.
Yeah. No, Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher.
Yes. I get
I'm
those two confused
losing-
all the time.
I'm losing my mind. Joel Schumacher.
They're both
did
gay, if that
Phone
helps.
Right. We've already had a phone booth thriller.
Right. Was it you who was
Come
asking
on.
about the trying to nail down when one battle after another was set based on the fact that there were still payphones?
Yeah, somebody pointed out that there were payphones, but it feels like it's kind of set now, like at least the 90s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. Because they make it a point to use outdated phones, but the fact that those phones are outdated implies that we're
Yeah, confusing. Lots of love for Lurve in the comments. Cameron says, saw Lurve last night in Fort Worth and she was fantastic. Oh, good. I'm so glad to
cool.
hear that. Hoping to get Nick to that concert on Friday night. We will see. Okay, what else do I have for you? Okay, Anaconda. Speaking of trailers, someone mentioned
Yes.
earlier about the Anaconda trailer. Alonzo, do you know about this new Anaconda?
I did not know about it until just the other day when I got an email telling me that the trailer was out there and it had like a log line. I was like, oh, that's actually a funny idea.
It's a very funny idea. It's very clever. It's very knowing. Yes.
Yeah.
So, in case you haven't seen this yet, it takes place in a world where the movie Anaconda already exists.
Right.
And Paul Rudd and Jack Black's characters want to remake Anaconda. So, it's a movie about a movie, but as
Yes.
they are doing this remake, it becomes like a real action movie. Like it becomes Anaconda.
It's like the second Human Centipede.
That's true. I'm trying to think of the other movies where it's like it becomes the thing it's making fun of. This feels like
I'm sure there are. I'm just
I'm
blanking.
blanking, right? I feel like oh, you know what? I feel like this isn't an exact corollary, but like Shaun of the Dead, for example, like all those
True.
movies kind of make fun of a certain genre and then steadily become a legitimate example of that
Version of that.
genre.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, the entire Cornetto trilogy goes that way.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder says John M. Yeah, Denise says Hot Fuzz. Right, Tropic Thunder, I guess, is the best example where like they're setting out to make a movie and then it becomes that movie. And I feel like
Right.
Jumanji kind of has elements of that as well. Like it exists in a world where Jumanji is a thing, and then they are in Jumanji.
Right. Jumanji goes in. Jumanji doesn't come out.
Anyway, it looks really funny and clever, so we will review that. Is that a Disney movie? Who put out Anaconda?
That's
It sounds like a
Sony.
Universal.
It's Sony.
Okay, all right.
Sony.
Sony, you're fine for now.
Yeah.
All right. The Summer I Turned Pretty movie is in the works. Do any of you guys watch that show? Have you read the book?
Somebody I know who watched the show was like, "You can't date brothers. It doesn't work that way." But I don't know what that means. I didn't watch the show, so you know.
Yes. Oh, Video Hunter D points out that Be Kind Rewind is kind of like that as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a movie that acknowledges the existence of a lot of movies that it's yes.
Yeah.
Also a Jack
That's
Black.
a really good example. Yeah, for sure. A couple more things I want to mention also. Yes, there's going to be, speaking of things that we know that exist in the real world but are also fictional, they're making a Central Perk location from Friends, the coffee house they all hang out at in Friends. They're opening one in Times Square this fall. There already is a Central Perk on the Warner Brothers lot.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I went on the TCM tour this summer when my brother and his wife were visiting. And there is so much, even on the TCM tour, like there's so much Friends. Like they have put the Friends couch in front of the Friends fountain, which used to be on the Warner Ranch, but there is no Warner Ranch anymore. So they've now moved it to the lot so that people can stop and take pictures on the couch in front of the fountain. It's a whole thing. And then there's like there's a whole stop on the tour where you're in like a sort of Central Perk themed coffee house. And there's like, you can buy like any catchphrase that show ever had on a t-shirt or a mug or whatever, like friends, 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 because it's I guess a global hit. So wherever you're coming from to come on the studio tour, oh friends, like that's a thing you're into, I guess.
Yeah, people are. Have never gotten the allure of Friends. I think I'm like both too young and too old for Friends.
Yeah, I fell into a weird middle point as well, where like it wasn't aspirational because they were kind of my age, but
Mhm.
that meant I also knew what was bullshit about it. I started watching late in the game, and I watched a few of them, and then stopped watching it. Then, but yeah, it's one of those shows that seems to be finding new generations, even if it's like the kids who watch it now to be like, I can't believe this bullshit was on TV. This show is so like fill in the blank ist.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, you had to be there. What can I tell you?
Yeah. No, it definitely got popular again for sure. A couple questions about the Emmys. Susanna says for Alonzo, Jeff Hiller won an Emmy. I watched Somebody
Hey!
Somewhere thanks to you.
Oh, and that's excellent. Thank you. Yeah, we had Jeff on Linoleum Knife.
That's big.
Yeah, he was a mutual friend was like, "Oh, you guys should have him on the show." This is like the first season of the show. He was a delight. He's so great on that show. I'm so happy for him that he won. And I love that moment where like all the gay guys who were nominated next to him were also thrilled that he won, like Coleman Domingo and Bowen Yang,
Bowen
and was it
Yang.
Michael Urie?
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
And like, because they're all on their boxes too
yeah,
against him in this category, and they went nuts. It was so
yes.
cute.
Yeah. So good on him. That was a great moment. And it's a lovely show. If you haven't seen it, it's done. It's 3 seasons. You can binge it really easily. And it's so funny and moving and wonderful. He's so great. And Bridget Everett is terrific. The whole cast is
Mhm.
dynamite.
I have not seen it, and now I want to watch it. Matthew asks us, "Did you guys watch the Emmys, or do you have any thoughts?" Um, I thought that banter is still death. Like the terrible like people coming out to present the award. It's always cheesy. It's never funny. It's like that Simpsons episode where Krusty and Brooke Shields
Right.
are giving out an award, and she's like, "Movies make us laugh and make us cry." Like it is literally that bad. I really liked the whole bit with a 45-second countdown. I thought that was really clever. People hated it and thought it was gimmicky. I'm like, this is kind of a fun interactive thing. Like Nick and I had a good time watching it and like, oh my God, they've gone over. And you knew, of course, they were going to give money to them in
Yeah, of
the end
course, they're all
anyway.
going to make it there. Yeah, I didn't watch this year, but that can be really tricky. I mean, and the thing, the ones you remember are the ones where they figure out they've come up with some spin on it to make it really clever. Like when Carrie Fisher and Martin Short came out at the Oscars, and he's wearing the same dress that she is. Remember that one? Just stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise it is so contrived. Now, how was the Gilmore Girls reunion? That was the one thing that I wanted to tune in for.
It was cute. They
Okay.
have that snappy banter that was sort of charming
Oh,
and,
good.
but then they had like a Law and Order one that was kind of cheesy, and they had
Mm,
a Golden Girls one that was like Reba McEntire and other people just singing the song, and
yeah.
it just felt forced. Like it all just feels like padding.
Well, yeah, that's how award shows work. Do you know
Yeah,
who originally sang "Thank You for Being a Friend"?
I don't.
Andrew Gold, who also did
Oh,
"Lonely Boy." Fun f-
oh,
fun fact: he is the son of Marnie Nixon, who
oh.
dubbed over the voices of like Natalie Wood in West Side Story and Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady and a lot of other films.
And did she not sing like was it Sleeping Beauty? Was it Snow White? I feel like she was like a Disney singing voice too,
Uh,
maybe.
she might be. I don't
Anyway,
know. I don't know.
but I believe you. Yeah, Christine says, I'm happy for Krista Milioti and Owen Cooper. Yes, Owen Cooper
Hmm.
had the speech of the night. I thought that was really, really great. That was just right.
That's a show I
And
need to watch.
so great. Yeah, 15 years old. He's incredible. Yeah, I love that Adolescents did so well. Yeah, I thought the Emmys were fine.
Oh wait,
They were
Christina
fine.
Palmiotti won for the Penguin.
Christina Milioti won,
Milioti.
yes. Oh,
That's
Kristen
so.
Milioti, yes. That was
That,
great.
okay, good for her. Oh, she was great on that show.
Her speech was fun too. He was like bursting. It was very, very cute. She wasn't
Hmm.
even trying to be cool. It was very exciting. And also, yeah, I agree, Mike, that Nate Bargatze was terrible. Yeah, it was very, very boring. I think there was no I don't know, you couldn't tell what was good about his comedy from that hosting gig.
Yeah,
But
a friend of ours on Facebook was saying like he's really funny, but hosting is not in his wheelhouse.
Yeah. Command Z, thank you for your donation. Now
Thank
asks,
you.
will you guys review The Pit now? The Pit got a whole bunch of Emmys. The Pit's on HBO.
Yeah. I mean, it was not a show I was dying to watch, but clearly people are digging it. Maybe we'll do like Squid Game, and we'll like before season 2 drops, we'll like get caught up or something.
Okay. Oh, also Dennis points out, FYI, Christy, the Tron Ares soundtrack is on Interscope, which is owned by Universal Music Group, so you can listen to it if you choose to. Good to know.
Phew.
Thank you for that because I do want to hear it. We should take off. It's been a great turnout, and thank you so much for all of your questions and all of your input. As I have said before, and this is super cheesy, like now more than ever, I'm so thankful for you guys and thankful for this community. We love meeting up with you on Fridays, and it just feels like a nice kind of place to feel welcome, and hopefully you feel that way, and
Yeah.
a place of sanity.
And as pointed out real quick by some folks in the chat, Hannah Einbinder and Tremel Tillman, good year for the queers at the Emmys.
Yeah.
And Tremel Tillman was the
Yes.
first Black actor to win supporting actor at the Emmys.
Yes. I guess he's great in Severance. We've never watched
Apparently,
Severance.
yeah. They really gave it to him for Mission Impossible.
He was very charismatic in Mission Impossible. Thanks to everyone, Jimmy, Jesse, Javier, Teddy. It can be good to see you, Ed Looney. Thank you. We'll be back here. I guess I'll be back here next Friday. Yeah.
I
And then,
think
of
so.
course,
Yeah.
next Friday also, don't forget, down
Yes.
below, get tickets to come see us live and in person. We're going to be at the bar at the Cinema West Beach Cities before the 6 p.m. show of One Battle After Another.
On
Come
their
hang out
giant
with us.
screen. Christy will be the one yelling, "Where's my goddamn mocktail?"
They
That's
do.
from
They have,
Party
they have a,
Girl.
they have a real bar. They have a real bar, and they have Pink's hot dogs. So come and have dinner
What's not to
and a
like?
movie. Great to see you. Thanks for all you do, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. End stream.